I may be in a prison, but my soul soars. Walls cannot hold a spirit captive long. Broken I may seem, but broken I am not.
I think autism is when people brains are wired differently. You perceive things much differently than other people, and mostly never are two cases ever the same.
But it's hard to describe what autism is because I don't really know what it is. I think it's people can do great things with autism. That's what I think it is.
Jack was bullied when he was little. Jack didn't know he was being bullied.
I've been bullied by the teachers.
He's been bullied, sadly, by people that you wouldn't expect. It was typically staff and aides at school.
By taking me into a timeout room sometimes. They wouldn't let me out and they squeezed the door handle so I wouldn't get out. Sometimes I would just not get up because I hated going to the timeout room, and I'd just be on the floor. Then they would take my arms and drag me across the hall, pretty much humiliating at the same time.
That was the hardest part.
So Jack would go and play, and then he'd come home and say, I had a lot of fun playing with those people, but I don't know why they kept throwing sand in my face. So Jack didn't really understand. He thought everybody was his friend, and doesn't understand why people would be mean.
I think people bully because either they don't understand or they feel bad about themselves.
Do you find it difficult to form friendships?
Yes.
It can be difficult. Hopefully if they're friendly, nice, or just don't want them to be mean or terrible.
Because there's even less people that you're likely to click with.
It's really hard to get to know them or what their story is or what they do in life.
Either by your personality or theirs.
I get most jokes, but sometimes I kind of take them seriously, but I can get fooled by their jokes sometimes.
Also, Dylan didn't have his voice when he was younger of actually expressing to us things that were happening at school. So we didn't know to the degree of how often he was going in that timeout room. Unfortunately, it happened at every school. In junior high, he had a terrible situation with the teacher. Dylan loves computers. He loves to be on them. And the teacher wanted him to move on to something else. When Dylan didn't listen, his answer was to pull the computer out of the wall. Not Dylan, the teacher. So that was his solution to Dylan.
Because of the teachers, I wanted to drop out of school because, I don't know, they were threatening me, hurting my feelings and all that, and so I just wanted to drop out, but I know I couldn't because my mom and dad wouldn't let me.
One thing I want to say about people with autism is despite all the stereotypes in TV and film, most of the time it's not like that, and every case is different.
I told my mom this, why can't we all just get along, you know?
Looks are deceiving, you see. I may not speak, but inside I sing. I remember the fall. I close my eyes and I fly on a brisk autumn breeze.